LeBron James controls the narrative when it comes to the NBA. When he plays well, we talk about it. Think about the run that he was on with the 9 straight 30-point games, which matches him with Michael Jordan, the 13 straight playoff wins, which matches him with one of the all-time great team in the Lakers, and he's trying to get to, and he's close enough, to the 7 straight final appearances, which would match him with Bill Russell. This is all-time great status stuff. And then he gives us a performance like that last night, which, again, it does become all about him because the Cav players, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, they can have great games. But it still doesn't matter if LeBron James doesn't have a great game. And he did not have a great game last night in the loss to the Celtics, which was a shock.
No, he didn't have a great game. And again, I think if it was up to LeBron James, he would obviously have liked to sweep this series because I think Golden State's going to sweep their series tonight and then have 9 days off before they play game 1 of the finals. But, I mean, when I was watching that game last night, it felt to me like there's no way LeBron James could justify taking the night off, right? Like he already got enough grief during the regular season for resting himself. Last night was an opportunity without Isaiah Thomas. And we actually talked about this in the locker room yesterday. I mean, Antoine Walker and those guys were actually making the argument that Kyrie Irving could be the second best player in the East. So if I'm LeBron James, they lose Isaiah Thomas Jr. We just blew him out in Boston. There's no reason why I can't go out there, get Kevin Love going, get Kyrie going, and essentially have a night off without actually taking the night off.
Right.
That's what he tried to do. They had a 21-point lead in the third quarter, then all of a sudden it started to slip away, and by that time he was too ice cold to get it going again. So I don't blame him. Listen, it happens, but there's no excuse for that team to lose a game like that.
No, none.
Like you are by far the better team with or without LeBron James, and at some point he should be able to have one of those nights where he only scores 11 or whatever it is. I mean, him being on the floor, period, makes them a better team as far as his ability to facilitate. There's no excuse for that. I don't blame LeBron one bit.
Well, yeah, we can't underestimate how the Celtics, were going to feel coming into this game after being embarrassed on Friday. And, losing by 44, ultimately, at some point, pride is going to kick in. And Brad Stevens and his crew showed that last night. Even without having Isaiah Thomas, you saw they were able to step up. They were able to make some shots. Marcus Smart, who could have figured that Marcus Smart would go 7 of 10 from deep last night?
He shoots 28% from 3.
Exactly.
That was never supposed to happen.
He's not that guy. And
right.
yet, they were able to make some plays. He talked about it in the postgame, about them going under ball screens and him being able to shoot over the top. Saw Avery Bradley was able to make shots, especially the one at the end of the game winner, being able to get the shooter's roll. I mean, they were able to make plays. On the offensive side of the court, the ball moved a lot better than it typically does with Isaiah Thomas in the lineup. It's a lot of stand around and watch. But having him out of the lineup, I think the Celtics were able to get more in the rhythm. They were sharing the ball, and defensively they're a better team because you don't have Isaiah Thomas as the liability. So, I mean, I thought that the Celtics, they played well, and we knew they were going to come out with energy. But to both of you guys' point, there's no excuse for the Cleveland Cavaliers to lose that game.